This is Frank Black, Francis, on the verge of a nervous breakdown, apparently.
So your real names is Charles, but your stage name, you've had Black Francis and Frank Black. How did you come up with that name, Black Francis or Frank Black?
Well, my dad said, how about, I told him I was thinking about a stage name. He said, how about Black Francis? How does that sound? And it sounded pretty tough to me. My grandmother's name. So anyway, that's where that comes from. It's a pretentious affectation is all it is. But I like it better on a marquee than Charles Thompson. I really like to write music, and then I always think about writing lyrics as kind of like homework or something like that. I have really poor study habits. Once I get into it, I enjoy it. But I find it very hard to get to that place where I'm forced to sit down with a piece of paper or a computer or whatever. Fast Man Raider Man. I don't know. To me, it sounds kind of like a Quentin Tarantino film or something, right? Fast Man Raider Man. Got a ring to it, I think. Those are two different titles of two different songs on the record. No meaning, it's just a title. You need a title for every hunk of art. I don't really have a lot of artistic vision because in the Chinese zodiac, I misnomer, but for lack of a better expression, the Chinese zodiac, I am the snake. The year of the snake, 1965 is when I was born. The snake feels his way. He doesn't see very far down the path. He just kind of slides on his belly. Once I realized I was a snake, I was like, oh yeah, now I understand why I am the way that I am. And so now I don't fight it. So when I'm asked, what's your theme? I'm like, theme, man, I got no theme. There's a record that was released in 1966 called Blonde on Blonde by Bob Dylan. And he, was like the rock and roller, folky rock and roller, whatever you want to call him. Went to Nashville and worked with some cats, the Nashville Cats, to make a record. And while his Nashville session cats were playing cards, he was off writing couplets in his hotel room and would come into the studio occasionally and lay down another hot one. Well, you go to Nashville, there's a certain caliber of player there that's very high, So, yeah, I like to work there. The interesting cross-section of musicians there, playing not just country music, but all different kinds of music.
You work with producer John Tiven on your last two albums as well. Why did you choose to work with him?
Well, we are friends, and he kept asking me when I wanted to do my Black on Blonde thing, and we finally did it after about 10 years of just cheap talk. He's very unafraid of asking people to work with him or an artist that he's working with. I happen to know he called Paul McCartney. How the hell he got Paul McCartney's email address, I got no idea, to play bass on the record, So he asks everybody, anybody that he likes, doesn't matter how big of a shot they are. I don't want to tell everyone, oh, that's the song right there, that's me. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's not that one, maybe it's that one. The Beatles, what is it, Hey Jude? Is it Lady Madonna? Is it Helter Skelter? Is it I Want to Hold Your Hand? Maybe it's You Know My Name, Look at the Number, B-side to Let It Be. I don't want to change anything that's sort of up to other people. For me personally, I find it exhausting to kind of get too involved in thinking and wishing and hoping and being angry at this and being frustrated with, corporate versus indie and, analog versus digital, and I'm tired of thinking about it. If you're a musician, you focus on music. Yeah, we got this new song called Do What You Want, Gyana Shwar, about a Hindi mystic who was just gunned down earlier this year. In, I forget which part of India he was from. And so he was this kind of dual character, spiritual leader to some, and also in the criminal world. And the criminal side of his life finally caught up with him, and he was gunned down in a big shootout with AK-47s. Download, go ahead, I don't care. Am I losing money because some kid got a free copy of my record? Chances are if I come and play a show in his town, he's gonna buy a ticket to my show. So I'll get his money sooner or later. I'm tired of caring about all that stuff. It's too much stuff in my head.